It's stated very clearly
because
in
you're
the
lying.
news. I'm not
It
lying,
could be fucking.
Smokey.
You are lying. You are lying.
Lying.
You did. It's stated in the news. It's not a court document when it's stated in the news. You said you've seen court documents. Now, where are they?
Well, I will direct you to the discussion that I had with Reeb, where she confirmed the injuries for her.
She confirmed the injuries, did she?
Yes.
Well, have you got that recorded so
yes,
I can have a listen?
It's on my channel.
Okay, right. Okay, I will be having a look at that. Definitely, without a doubt.
Is there a level of severity of injuries you tend to prefer as well, then, Smokey, when it comes to wife battering?
Absolutely not.
Okay. You just seem picky about whether there's a lot of bruises or a few.
I just think no. I don't think there's any level of any sort of assault which causes injury, right? Which is justifiable. How's that? But.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that butt, Smokey. I didn't think that butt was coming.
Right.
I thought you were going to rest on there's no sort of exceptions, you know. But there is an exception, isn't there, Smokey?
No, of course there's not.
And he's called JB.
No. What I'm saying is you've already said that you've seen court documents. I'd like to see these court documents that you have seen.
Well, apply to them for the court. You have to pay for them, Smokey.
Well, what are you saying you've seen court documents for then? Because you obviously haven't seen court documents, have you? You are lying.
Court and pay for them then.
You are lying. You have told everybody I've seen court documents. You haven't seen court documents.
I said according to the court documents, Smokey.
According to the court documents that you haven't seen.
According to the court documents. That's what I said.
That you haven't seen.
I didn't state here that I'd seen the court documents, and I'm not stating that I haven't seen the court documents. What I'm stating is I said according to the court documents.
Reeb, would you come up on panel if that is you then?
Who's that?
And then you can, Reeb 84.
I don't confirm at all. There was no court documents shown, Vincent.
Have a dig
there we go. Reeb's in there.
Smokey can.
Reeb is in there.
See, I put
now, just to prove a point, Vincent, you have stated you've seen court documents. You've stated this,
Ron,
not just on this live, but many other lives.
Just confirm with him. I said according to court documents. I didn't say I'd seen them. I'm not saying I haven't seen them. What I'm saying is I said according to court documents. Smokey.
Yeah, but what Smokey's saying is, and I would say this. Don't use reports embellish on things. Do we believe what the media say? They do embellish.
Well, the media can't.
Oh, they do.
Report. No, Ron, you're wrong. You're wrong.
They do.
The media cannot report on a court case with false facts.
Oh, they do.
They can omit facts. They can choose to ignore certain aspects of the court case, but what they cannot do is report falsely on that case.
No, I said embellish, glorify it to sell the newspaper. You know that they glorify things just to sell that newspaper.
Bruising to the neck is hardly embellishing, Ron.
I don't know. But I don't know.
No, come on. If she had severe bruising to the neck, he would have been done for ABH. He wouldn't have had a minimal fine. There would have been restraining orders put in place. There would have been things put in place to protect the person that he had abused. Am I right or am I wrong, Vincent?
So that's my question again. We're talking about varying degrees here. How horrible do you need your wife beater, Smokey? How horrible does the wife beater have to be before you turn your head?
Here you go, Vincent. No bruising to the neck.
There you go. There we are, Reeb. That's his missus now. No bruising to the neck.
Well, it's there for everyone to research for themselves.
You know, and this is what I mean. You're not going by the court documents you stated according.
My point here, really, Smokey, is that your live stream earlier, whilst I support the key theme of it, of course, Live Free was a ratbag, and of course, he deserves to be in prison, and of course,
Well, something we agree on.
I wish all the best for Shannon, for her future, and I hope that she never has to go through that again. And when the ratbag gets out, I hope she has a nice, easy time of it. Of course, best wishes for all. But Smokey, you behaved as though you'd never come across a wife beater before.
Yes,
It was as though this was the first wife beater you'd ever come across in your life, and you were willing to go to town on castigating those who supported it. I made a little video for you earlier, which you're not going to like, and I just didn't get how your angle was. What about this person who supported him? What about this person who supported him?
Right.
For a good hour, calling them all scumbags, cunts.
I didn't call them all scumbags. I said they were spineless.
Well, you
I
can
didn't call
just
them all
go to my
nonsense either.
video and see Smokey. Nonsense.
Did I call them nonsense? No,
Yes, you did in my video.
Who did I call a nonce?
Welcome to see.
Who did I call a nonce?
And it just didn't.
Who did I? Hang on, whoa,
It
Vega.
just didn't
Who did I
tally
call?
with
Listen now, you
somebody
slimy fucker.
best mates
Right?
with a wife
Listen,
beater
slimy.
who did
Listen,
worse than
slimy.
Live Free. Live Free's crime was
How could he
less
do
than
worse than Live
JB.
Free?
He held a knife to her
Yes,
throat. He wasn't
sir.
beating her. It's less than. I'm sorry, but in the
right.
eyes of the law, it's less than.
Vincent,
Right, okay. So
Sorry,
an
Ron, I can hear you
AVH is
talking.
less. AVH is less. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, what was the extent of the ABH?
Severe bruising round the neck.
Are we still
Severe
talking about
bruising round
JB's
the upper
missus?
body. No,
Well, I
we're
wasn't aware
talking
that
about
he'd attacked
Jana.
her. I didn't get to catch much of yours. I did actually go out tonight, and I
Right.
came back and had a rushed look through your live stream, which, as I said earlier, was a fine sort of extravaganza of celebration and glee and so on. When we're forgetting there's other victims here, Smokey, which
Of
you're
course
just
it is.
ignoring. You know.
How am I ignoring? I'm not ignoring at all.
Well, you're happy
not
to
saying
ignore
what
one
you-
woman that got battered in front of her children, but you're happy to glorify another woman that got battered in front of her children. Don't get it, Smokey.
Vincent,
It's not consistent.
Vincent, right? Let me tell you something now. I hope that you don't come across a lady that is sleeping with
I'm
a
on
fucking
heavy drugs,
child.
Reeb. I'm on heavy painkiller drugs so I can run. I'm trying to get fit, and it's not working. Sorry, Smokey, what did you say?
I've forgotten now.
Reeb, would you like to come up? All you have to do is ask for the link, girl. That's how
Yeah, come up, Reeb.
Reeb, I don't want to upset anyone here. I don't want Reeb to sort of go through it again. I'm sure it's stuff that they want to forget. But my point is, Smokey.
There we go. No, she's going to come up now, right?
See,
And
okay.
fucking put you straight. No. She's going to come up now and put you straight.
Well, we're going to have a nice conversation, Smokey. Well, why does everything have to be final and fucking absolute?
Because I'm fed up of your bullshit, to be honest.
Well, let's talk about LJ Gibb then, Smokey.
Why would we want to talk about LJ Gibb, Vincent?
Because that was a very strange situation at the time, wasn't it?
It was a very strange situation, and I was naive. So what's the problem?
You were very naive, and I was made privy to a number of messages that you sent to LJ Gibb on that day. And I find it quite disturbing.
And what were the messages?
Well, if you want to see them, you're going to have to speak to LJ Gibb, aren't you?
How am I going to speak to LJ Gibb? I never want to see the woman again in my life.
Hang on,
Stop sending you money.
Hang on, this is Reeb.
She sent me £25. What?
He's only trying to
Hello?
stop.
I know he is. He's being slimy, that's all. I know.
Hello, Reeb.
Slippery Vega.
Hello, Reeb.
Hello?
Thank you.
Hey, you right?
Hi, Reeb. How are you doing, girl?
Well, I didn't think I'd be doing this shit show again.
Reeb, I wish
Hey.
you wasn't here. I didn't come up to discuss your
Vincent, shut up. You're talking out your ass, right? You expected it all, right? Now don't fucking talk. You're not a stupid bloke.
You clearly did, otherwise we wouldn't still be in your mouth, would we?
Well, I'm struggling to understand why Smokey supports one.
Come on now, let's answer the
doesn't
question that you
support
mentioned
another one.
earlier. Did Reeb say to you that the woman had heavily bruising round her neck? Did you say that to him, Reeb?
No, of course I didn't.
Well, we talked about her injuries, and I'm fairly positive you said, or
Well,
I said there was bruising around the neck, and you
Clearly
confirmed
positive
that.
isn't good enough to be sprouted. I can confirm that I definitely didn't say that. Because
Okay, well, I'll have a...
as I said to you previously, I've spoke to the woman at length. When I entered the relationship with JB, I entered with 2 children from a previous relationship, and I had a chance to sit and talk to his ex and ask her directly what went on, and she went through everything with me. I asked her if there was violence in the relationship. She told me no, it was just one occasion. So I certainly wouldn't have, on that live that I did with you, which was all a bit of bullshit anyway, to be honest. You know, you just got me on there to try to tangle me up and bullshit. Like,
No, I didn't really want you on here at all, Reeb. Honestly, I didn't know you were listening or anything.
No, that's the point. See, really, how long do we need to stay away from this? You know, it's
well, I wouldn't go. If I was you, I wouldn't want to go near it. So
last 9 months. So you know what is the fascination with constantly bringing up this circumstance? You know, Smokey's his own person. He's his own channel. He's not affiliated to us in any way. So why every time that Smokey does a live, does JB need to be in your mouth? I don't understand.
Good point.
well, the point is, Smokey took the opportunity to attack a number of people. AC Sniffer put in the chat
Rightly
just
so.
then that I'm defending Emery. I'm not defending anyone. I'm defending them all, if anything, apart from Gamer, for the obvious
I
reasons.
advise just turning the chat off. There you go, and having a chat to me, like.
Wow. Now that's the best advice you could have given yourself over the last year. You and your
That's
husband
exactly
could
what
have
I'm doing
saved
right now,
yourself
Vega.
a whole lot of
Just like JB, I
trouble,
learn from my
couldn't you?
mistakes. I will not read the chat when I'm up on this panel. It will get in my head and I won't do it. I suggest you turn yours off as well.
Well, I can cope. I can cope with the chat. I can read it and see negative stuff.
Well,
and
focus on our conversation and
Well,
don't
I am
answer them for a
focusing.
moment.
And like I said, Smokey quite unfairly started calling a group of people who support Live Free, and that's their business, nothing to do with us, and calling them nonces and cunts
I didn't call.
and wrong.
Who did I call a nonce? Who did I call a nonce?
Oh, my Lord.
You're doing a lot of paraphrasing today, Vega. You're coming out with statements that just didn't happen. I didn't hear Smokey call any of the people that he called out a nonce for supporting Live Free.
None of them.
None of them.
Wrong. Can
The
you
same
play a
as I
video
definitely
for
didn't
me,
tell you
please?
any.
Who did I call a nonce?
Oh, my Lord.
You're doing a lot of paraphrasing today, Vega. You're coming out with statements that just didn't happen. I didn't hear Smokey call any of the people that he called out a nonce for supporting Live Free.
None of them.
None of them.
Wrong. Can
The
you
same
play a
as I
video
definitely
for
didn't
me,
tell you
please?
any injuries that occurred in the incident that you're on about with JB and his ex. None of these things happen, but because you think that I'm not present, you could sprout and say anything with conviction. That's what I said. You didn't expect me to be here listening in and be able to call you out on your bullshit.
Oh, okay. Ron, there's a video in the back just to prove
All right, that's a
what I
video.
just said there. I'll stop it before the music starts because obviously copyright.
Okay, doke.
You're wrong and cunt. Big up Live Free. Doing videos about big up Live Free. You fucking dirty, stinking, wrong and cunt.
What about the nasty
There
messages
we go.
to LJ
You
Gibb?
dirty, wrong and cunt.
What about
Let
the
me tell you
nasty
something now.
messages
You're
to
welcome to
LJ
come
Gibb?
on my panel. But let me tell you something now. You better be ready for a battle of wits. Don't come
What
unarmed.
about the nasty messages to
Don't come
LJ
without your
Gibb?
fucking brain ink here.
What about the nasty messages to
Don't
LJ
you
Gibb?
fucking Is that all you got, Vin? Guilty.
Yeah, babe, I still don't hear
Guilty.
nonce.
Guilty. I don't hear none either.
What about
It's
the
just
nasty
filth.
messages
You
to
might as well be a
LJ Gibb?
noncy cunt, as far as I'm concerned, like. You might as well be a noncy cunt.
What about the nasty messages to LJ
You
Gibb?
might as well,
Oh, Jesus
as
Christ.
far as I'm
What
concerned.
about the nasty messages to LJ Gibb?
Let's wait for this little video to finish for a moment.
You might
So
as well be. And I wasn't calling him one. You might as well be. Now that's a bit different to you are, Vincent.
How different?
A fucking lot different, you fucking idiot. I thought you were intelligent. Fucking hell. Come on now, Vincent. Come on now.
You think
Fuck's
that's
sake.
different, Smokey?
You might as well be. Yeah, it's a fucking lot different. It's not you are.
Would you stand in front of a man in a bar and say, "I"?
Yes, I would.
Would you?
Yes, I fucking would.
Why? Why, Smokey?
Yes, I would, because that's the type of fucking man I am, look. I will tell you how I feel. Whether you like it or not, please or offend, right? It is what it fucking is. If you can't accept what I'm saying, that's your problem, not mine.
Okay.
That's a fair comment.
Okay?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Anything else now?
Well, my only question was, how do you manage to ignore one man's crime and make a grand?
Oh, we're going back to that now,
celebration
are we?
Well, that was my only question, Smokey. It's
Of course,
something that
you know,
confuses me
wherever you go,
greatly.
Smoke, you know, we got to be in your mouths. That's why I
Yeah, of
told you
course.
before. Vince,
Yeah,
I've
of
got a
course.
question for you then. I mean, how many years of not reoffending, of remorse, and like rehabilitation do you need before then you're able to be friends with a person? How many years
Well, I
would you
don't
need
know,
of
Reeb.
not showing repeat?
I've never swam in these waters. You know,
I have. I am swimming in those waters, isn't I?
absolutely
I ended this
have no
relationship
idea.
speaking to his ex, knowing what was happening or had happened 5 years prior to me. I have swum those waters, and I've swum for the last 12 years that I've been with him, and he's proved himself every fucking year, every step of the way. So, you know, you keep asking how many years before you can forgive somebody, how many years before, you know, of showing changed behaviour, of rehabilitation, of, you know, changed circumstance do you need before somebody can go, actually, I made a fucking mistake there in my past? How many years do you need, Vince? We're on
Well,
16. How many more?
My question to Smokey was, what is a desired amount of time before a wife beater is acceptable as a friend? I can't remember how I put it.
Well, the person who should
I'm
really
sure I just
ask,
asked you that.
the
I'm sure I
person who
just
should
asked
really
you that.
ask the person who should really ask that question is Reeb herself.
Well, I don't know the answer to that question, Reeb.
No, it's
That's
Reeb
why I asked
herself.
it.
That's the person.
So you don't know the answer to that question, but you keep coming and following Smokey around, mentioning JB every time Smokey makes a live, making your own videos regarding it. But you can't decide when the cut-off point would be, when a man who is not reoffended can go, actually, you made a shitty mistake in the past, you shouldn't have done it, but good on you for changing your ways. Like, you know, you're not who people are kind of setting you up to be. You know, because if this man,
ways, then
how much more proof do you want? I am sat here 12 years with this. I'm sat here 12 years with this man, and he has never laid a goddamn finger on me. What more do you want?
Well, JB made a few videos recently. Maybe, well, not recently, in the last 6 or 7
He hasn't
months,
been on YouTube for 9 months.
threatening to spike
Vincent, he hasn't been on
his
YouTube for 9
arse,
months.
threatening all manner of other people. So how changed
hasn't
is
been
he, Reeb?
How changed is he? Do you not remember the pressure that we was under with the reason that we're all both on this live tonight? The reason we're both on this live tonight is because Smokey has spoke about Live Free. If you don't remember the situation back then, or if anybody's in chat and familiar with it, our running with Live Free is that he decided to travel from Leeds to Wales and threaten me with sexual assault.
Yep, which is bad.
After, yes, very bad. And after doing so, then we had all of his supporters also threatening us. We received threats such as threatening to burn our house down, acid attacking me in the street, following my children home from school. Do you think that we were under a little bit of pressure at that time, Vincent? So yes, when he came out and he had verbal altercations with like bloody Sparky and whoever else that he had his fucking rants at, I don't blame the man. The pressure that we was under as a family was immense. But you know that's the difference. You know, those two, and I believe it. You know, give or take, I think it was 2. It may have been 3, no more than 3 outbursts that Jason had, where the most that he done was call Chris, I think, a rat-faced cunt, called somebody a slag. I'm not being funny. You only got to switch on the cesspit, and you hear that every day of the week. What's the difference? You know, why are we calling JB out constantly for 3 outbursts when this is the normal run of things now?
Because he's got a history.
A history of what, sorry?
He's got a history. History of being violent.
He's got. He lost his temper once. Now, by what I've heard tonight,
Ron, you don't know that for sure.
Let me finish. What I've heard tonight, that Shannon isn't the first female over the course of time where Live Free has actually done this. 3 different occasions, 3 different females.
3 different women. That's correct. So would you call that a serial offender, Vincent?
Well, of course I would, Smokey. I'm not defending Live Free here.
Okay, and
So-
then with 16 years since the incident that you're talking about, Vincent, without any reoffending, without any other violent episodes, and that's violent episodes to men and women. No assaults, no convictions, no fights. Literally not even a fight. Like, not even a fucking punch-up. Nothing. Not even with a man. In 16 years, what are you looking for? What do you need here, like?
Well, the answer, how long I've got to wait until I'm friends with Live Free again. So 16 years is the allotted time. Is that what it is, Smokey?
No, that's not what I'm saying, Steve Vincent. But like, I don't do this kind of twist with words. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here saying 16 years have passed, so that's how long we need to wait to Live Free. Don't be so ridiculous. You come across as an intelligent man, so
I've always
don't
got
try
a
to
croak,
twist words in that
Kelly.
way.
Of fucking my voice.
Don't try to twist words in that way. That's going to lie with how Live Free conducts himself, isn't it? If he comes out and he generally sees the error in his ways and he starts to make amends and he goes X amount of time, and again, X amount of time, he doesn't reoffend, he treats every woman thereafter as a goddamn princess and as a fucking queen, perhaps then people can start to go, he's changed his way, prison rehabilitated him. Perhaps. I can't see it. I believe he's going to be a career criminal all his fucking life. But
Right.
who knows?
let me just say, I didn't come on here to discuss it with you, and I wasn't aware that you're in the chat. I'm sorry that you're here now discussing it. I came on here. Well, no, it's not lies, because there was bruising.
It was a
to
lie.
her neck.
You said that I said something about physical. I believe you said black and blue and purple marks and bruises.
You confirmed to me
Not
in
a
our
word.
chat that he strangled
Go find
and
your video,
slapped
Vince.
her.
I know
Well,
100%
the video's there
I did
for everyone
not.
to see, Reeb. You're more than welcome
but
to view it or not.
Pop it up on your community page, Vince, so people can find it easily.
Well,
Pop it
it's
up on your
easily
community page.
found. It's called domestic violence. So
Just
it's
nice
very
and
easy to
highlighted for
find.
people, isn't it? Perhaps have a skim through it and find the exact part when I said that, Vince. That'd be
I
nice for
don't have
people.
many videos, Reeb. I'm going to go, Ron, because
Bye, Vincent!
my presence, my questions don't fit the live here.
I've answered
Your
you, Vincent.
questions don't fit the live. Your questions are absolutely fucking abominable, mate. They're fucking terrible.
I've answered you as
Someone
well,
who's supposed to
Vincent.
be so intelligent, right? You've been caught out,
When have
and
I
you've
ever
been
claimed
caught
to be
lying.
intelligent, Smokey?
You try to be.
I try
And I've
to be.
reevaluated your situation now.
Okay,
So,
Smokey.
Vincent, which questions don't you believe has been answered appropriately then?
Well, when Smokey earlier was calling all of those people that support Live Free, and I don't support Live Free, you know that, but when he was calling them all nonces and cunts, and
I wasn't calling them all
manner of
nonces. That's where
other
you're wrong.
things.
Hang on, Smoke.
Another twist of words.
Hang on, Smoke.
Not
Let
a
him finish,
twist
because
of
I'm going to
words,
bugger off now.
Smokey.
All right.
Might as well be a nonce, I think was the
You
wording.
might as well. Did I say you are?
No. I wouldn't be offended.
Exactly.
anyway.
There's a difference.
On me, we tried it
And
the
Vince,
other
I
day
ask you that
on
one more
me.
time. What has that got to do with me or JB?
It's got nothing
After
to do
9
with
months
you,
of leaving YouTube.
Reeb, but I was just bringing up a relevant point. Didn't expect
What is the
that you
relevance?
would
I'm not
want to come
understanding what the
onto the panel
relevance
and
is.
discuss it.
Know me.
No, not me.
No idea
But
what the
literally,
relevant.
when you're gonna quote me and say that I've said things that I haven't, and then there's sometimes a need to pop up and go, hang on. That's when absence becomes an issue, isn't it? We've stayed away, we've left like everybody wanted.
So you didn't
done all of those
describe the
things.
circumstances of the attack?
Sorry, what was your question?
You didn't describe the circumstances of the attack.
That's a very broad question. I can't remember what we talked about 9 months ago,
Okay.
but I know, without a shadow of a doubt, that I've never said black and blue to you, purple or bruised neck, because
Right.
those things just did not occur.
Yeah, she had bruising to her neck. The court
And how
called
do you
it-
know this, Vincent?
Because Because I do, Reeb.
How?
Is
Vincent?
imaginary
to,
court records, Reeb.
I know.
Is imaginary
How-
court records.
How, Vincent? How do you know?
Well, I know it to be fact.
How do you know it to be fact, Vincent?
I know it to be fact, Reeb.
How do you know it to be fact?
Well, that's all I have to say. I know it to be fact.
So you just believe it to be fact. You haven't got no proof there, Vincent, have you?
I know it to be fact, Reeb.
How,
Ron,
Vincent?
I'm going to
Sorry.
go because this is
Bye,
just
Vincent. I can't
dragging
answer
up.
my question.
This is just dragging up.
Vincent didn't like that he couldn't spread his lies.
You keep on saying that you've got this and you've got that, but you never really show that you've got anything.
Right.
It's like the other thing which you know about, yeah, and we've turned around and said there is nothing there. But you're saying now, so you prove that there's something there.
Well, I don't need to prove it.
Well,
So why did Smokey have to prove all the allegations about Live Free before you'd believe him about that? Why did he have to sit
That's
there?
right.
You keep on saying that you've got this and you've got that, but you never really show that you've got anything.
Right.
It's like the other thing which you know about, yeah, and we've turned around and said there is nothing there. But you're saying now, so you prove that there's something there.
Well, I don't need to prove it.
Well,
So why did Smokey have to prove all the allegations about Live Free before you'd believe him about that? Why did he have to sit
That's
there and
right.
prove all of that?
I didn't.
But you
push
can just say
Smokey
there
to
and
prove
randomly
anything
say that
about
this
Live
woman was
Free,
bruised
Reeb.
and you just know
I
it.
didn't.
How?
I didn't push Smokey to prove anything about Live Free. Smokey willingly did that.
No, and I okay, then okay, fair enough. You didn't do that, you say, but what I'm doing, then I'm placing in your lap. How do you know
How do I know what?
that the court documents say bruised? How do you know this, Vincent?
Well, I've told you already. I know that. I know that for a fact.
How? That's not an answer.
Well, we've covered this already, Reeb.
Is there?
We've covered this already.
And I'm asking you directly again.
Can I say something here then? Somebody turned around and said, if you remember.
Ron, you're really quiet. I can barely hear you.
Ron, we
Can you
can't
hear me
hear
now?
you.
Can you hear
Yes.
me now?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Vincent, so the person who said that you strangled your ex-partner around the neck, so is that person correct then? Doesn't have to prove anything.
Say that again.
Oh yeah, I know that as well, Ron. I know that.
Say that
I
again.
turned around and said, if you remember, a few lives ago, somebody turned around and said that you had your partner around her throat. You said, no, she didn't. So is that person correct? Because the person said it. They may come back
We
and
just
say,
know
"I've
that,
got the
Vincent. We
evidence."
just know it.
Well, of course
Yeah.
not. And shall I tell you why?
No, I just know it, Vincent. I don't need to know why. I just know it.
Yeah.
Shall I
I
tell
don't
you
need to know.
why?
I don't need to know, Vincent. I just know it.
Because there's no newspaper articles about me strangling and beating my ex-partner.
Oh, you didn't get caught,
There's
did you,
no
Vincent?
court case. There's no arrest and no conviction.
Yeah,
So
but
you didn't
you're
get
saying
caught
you-
and she didn't press charges. You scared her into not pressing charges, Vincent. I know that. I just know it. I just know it, Vincent. Nobody
Yeah, I
needs
spoke
proof
to his
anymore. I
missus
just
and she
know it.
told me.
I
We're
see what
so
you're doing
crazy,
here, Reeb.
Vincent.
It's an incredible Jedi mind trick that you're
Yeah,
doing
it's
here.
correct, though,
The simple
Vincent.
fact is, and
Yoda,
this
man.
is the
Oh,
Oh,
reality.
Yoda.
she's bang on the button, Vincent. She's bang on the
Anybody
button.
can say anything.
Just call me Yoda, man.
Yeah. Yeah. You see, the thing is, I'm talking about a real case that happened, Reeb. You're talking about something that never happened. That's
Okay,
the,
and with this
that's
and
the
with this real
difference
case
here.
that happened, I'm asking you again, where have you got that information? How you can't just sit and keep saying and keep repeating the same sentence. I just know it.
Right. Why don't you go and ask your husband, Reeb?
Don't you think after 12 years I have, Vincent?
Yeah,
Don't you think after
probably
12
have.
years I've actually
You
spoke to the
probably
victim?
have. As I said, Ron, I didn't intend to coming up here and discuss with Reeb and bring up all the old shit for her. So I'm gonna
It's no old shit for me no
I'm
more,
going to
Vincent.
leave.
This YouTube education made me strong, man. No more tears off me, man. So stay and chat if you want. I'd love to know about this proof.
No, I'm
Yeah.
gonna
I'd
go,
like to
Reeb.
see it, Reeb. I'd like to see
love to
these
see it.
court documents that he got. I'd like to see these.
What's your email, Smoke? I haven't got a public email. What's your email?
Oh, Smokey, here we go. Smokey's POI audits at gmail.com. I've
Oh,
told
well,
him to email them to me.
Cool. Send the proof through, Vince. We'll
Yeah,
fire up
absolutely.
another live.
Yeah,
I'll
why
do
not?
one, Smoke. You'll do one.
Happy days, Reeb. Happy days.
The proof
Come
is
on
there
then,
for
right.
you to access
Good night, Vince.
yourself, Reeb, if you wanted to.
Sorry, Vince.
I said the proof is there to be accessed for yourself if you so wished.
Okay, where to, Vince?
Oh, Reeb.
Where to, Vince?
No, it's fair comment.
I wish to access this information. Where shall I look, Vincent?
Well, access the courts where he was charged and tried and convicted and sentenced.
Oh, so have you accessed the courts where he was tried, Vincent?
I didn't say I had the documents, Reeb.
Oh, you implied that you did.
So you said
Yes.
you haven't got the
Thank you,
documents.
Ron.
You've seen non-existent documents, yes? And that I can go and find these non-existent documents if I so please.
Reeb, I shall leave you with your fantasy. Okay. Good
No.
Good
night,
night,
all.
Vincent. Have a good one.
Yeah, well done, Vincent. Well done, Vincent.
Well done, Smokey.
What can I say? Caught out on your bullshit again, my friend. Never mind. I thought you were brighter than that. I really did. Like, I thought you'd actually come up with some sort of evidence, some sort of something.
I've got this to say then.
Bye-bye, Vincent. Bye-bye. Fucking
Ron,
unbelievable.
thanks for having me up, but I'm buggering off. That's all I wanted to do was clear what I was supposed to be saying that I've never said.
Yeah,
Happy days.
Thank you very much for coming up. I think it's about time that it needed to be cleared up because it's been mentioned on my panel a few times whenever the Smokies come up on my panel.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. It follows Smokey around like a bad smell, unfortunately. Like,
Yeah.
what more can we keep saying, like, you know? But yeah,
Yeah,
anyway,
no.
have a good one, guys, all right?
You take it easy, Reeb. Get your head down, girl. You got the babies in the morning.
I know. Like 4 hours and counting now, Smoke. Not good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Good night,
I know.
all.
Good night, Reeb. Good night. Good night.
Take care. Have a nice Christmas, girl. Right. So, yeah, so you heard it that Vincent hasn't got any proof. If you have Vincent, obviously you've got Smokey's email. Just send it over to him.